Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Utah. The Clippers also making some changes. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. And it's Smith in for Blake Griffin. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. Utah was so tough near the end of last season, Greg. They weren't going to make the playoffs, but they did give other teams some trouble.
That's a great point. And how about going 19-10 after the All-Star break? Another team that would have been in the playoffs if they were in the East.
And, you know, for the Jazz, you mentioned their post-All-Star break surge. I mean, that 19-10 record they had after the break was good enough for 6th best in the league.
Here's Hood. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Hood's got 10 points.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
In the corner, it's Stevenson. Knocks it loose. And it goes on a bounce. That one is off Smith.
Yeah, and I think he was surprised to see that pass coming his way and just really reacted too late.
Here's Favors. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Clippers lead by 5. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Energy Solutions Arena in Salt Lake City.
All right, fans. All right, everyone here.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. You look at Blake Griffin in this game. He's been everywhere.
He was just like a jitterbug out there. I mean, disrupting passes, getting his hands on a lot of balls, forcing turnovers and steals. Just a solid job all the way around.
Like to watch him play like that. Makes the game so much more interesting.
Yeah, it looked a little bit like Greg Anthony in the day. A jitterbug or maybe a gnat with the kind of nuisance he's been as far as defending. Excellent work at that end of the floor for him.
And Kevin Clark's the only guy I know that can call you a gnat and mean it as a compliment.
And make you feel good about it.
I appreciate that, Clark.
It's good, Clark.
Jazz foul.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Shooting for Utah.
Griffin just having a terrific game. 10 points and 2 steals as well. He's had great awareness out there, exploiting those passing lanes and coming up with steals.
And Clark, it's as if he's been a step ahead of everyone else out there today.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So on the floor for Utah. The forwards are Hayward and Favors, Exum and Burks, their backcourt. And it's Gobert in at the 5 down low.
At the line.
Last season for Chris Paul, another strong season. Yet quite a year for him in terms of media hype. He was as strong as ever on the court and off the court.
And that's a great point. You know, he did kind of fly under the radar. It's hard to imagine if first team Hall of Famer in the future could do that, but a lot of it had to do with Steph Curry kind of coming on to the scene, splashing on the scene, if you will. But he is still one of the top point guards in our league.
All right.
Utah calls timeout.
You know, for Paul, you talk about the lack of talk about him last year. Very quietly came close to the 50-40-90 club.
The 50-40-90 club, something only elite scorers reach it, and Paul came close while playing point guard. He might not get the hype he used to, but CP3 is very much still one of the best in our league.
And Utah making a change here. Hood's checked in. And then for Los Angeles, Smith comes in for Jordan. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. Redick for 3. A rebound by the Jazz. Hayward's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Hood. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
Paul outside. Pierce with a wide open look.
3.
Sinks the triple. Pierce has got 9.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Still a bit chilly from the field at the start of this third quarter. 1 of 4 so far.
Paul can't get it to go. Jazz trailed by 6. You know, you work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs, then get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case.
And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. The Jazz have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Hood can't get it to go.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making. Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket.
Oh, my word. Now, I have seen it all.
Are you sure? Maybe he has even more tricks up his sleeve.
Fellas, if he's got a better dunk than that one, I want to see it.
And the Clippers call time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Derek Favors checked in for Burks. Wesley Johnson's checked in for the Clippers. Paul again, Hayward. Smith for 3. The shot, no good. Hayward with some nice D. You know, Clark, the thing you like about Derek Favors is he keeps adding to his game every year. You forget how young he is, too.
That's exactly right. We need a reminder. This guy came into the league very early, right after a year of college. Seems like he's been around forever.
Hall. There's the dish to Griffin. Here's Johnson. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
And for Favors and his youth, he has made big strides. And in a few years' time could be one of the more dominant bigs in our league.
Johnson attacking. Paul is doubled. 6 on the shot clock. Johnson gets the bucket. Johnson's got 7 points.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off. And guys, with Favors, his development, you know, you forget, sometimes it takes big men a little longer to figure it out. I mean, he's certainly been putting it together here the last few seasons.
Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone.
Agility leads to thievery there as he's got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And Clark, that's been the story of this game so far. I mean, they cannot hand over any more easy points in the open floor.
Gobert the pass to Hayward. The Jazz working the ball around now. Clippers leading by 9. Poked loose. And stolen by Hayward. Shoots it. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. A different look for Utah. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Rudy Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for Exum. And Trey Burke subbed in for Rodney Hood. And then for the Clippers, Jordan, he's checked in for Smith. Lance Stevenson comes in for Wesley Johnson. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations. Really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
Utah calls timeout. Thinking about Doc Rivers being a leader, he was like that on the floor, Clark, as well. You know that. You went against him.
A leader and a winner, no doubt about it. And there have been a lot of coaches that came from his old Celtics team. And of all of them, perhaps the least surprising is Doc Rivers for the reasons we just mentioned, leader and coach on the floor.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group. Gobert, he's checked in for Favors. Burks comes in for Booker. Dante Exum, he's checked in for Joe Ingles. Rodney Hood subbed in for Trey Burke. And the Clippers with a change here too. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Blake Griffin. Utah had a great home court advantage last year here. This crowd knows how to get into an opponent's head.
Kevin, that they do. It's a big part of why the Jazz were able to eke out over 500 last season at home. Ended up 21-20 by winning 4 of their last 5 home games.
And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Los Angeles.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defense. And the lead continues to increase. They are just playing flawless basketball at both ends.
Greg, I can't identify an area where this team has underperformed. I mean, they've been 5-star in every category.
Hood gets the bucket.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
That's a 2 from Paul. Rebounded by Hood. Hood's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he be a little bit more selective tonight.
The Jazz have made 3 of their first 5 foul shots tonight.
One of the worst in the league a season ago, just 72%.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Los Angeles leading by 11. Paul goes in. Stevenson with a clean look. And again, no good by the Clippers.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Here's Aldrich. Back to Crawford. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. The Clippers on top, up by 11. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Energy Solutions Arena in Salt Lake City. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. So for the Clippers right now, inside it's Griffin and Jordan. Paul and Crawford pair up at the 1 and 2. And it's Pierce in at the 3 slot.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on it.
Burke dishes to Burks. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Now into the lineup for the Clippers.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Jamal Crawford. Paul with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
They're really doing a good job working hard to get inside and draw contact, a little more so than they did in the first half.
And defensively, if you're trying to battle back, you can't keep sending them to the line. And Redick is just an unbelievable three-point shooter. It's not just his volume, it's his pinpoint accuracy. By the end of last season, Redick was 40% from behind the arc for his career.
Here's Burke, tipped away. And Booker kicks to Burke. Takes the 3. They grab their own miss. Here's Jordan. Makes it off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 17.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with the soft touch to match.
And the foul on Paul Pierce. That's his first foul. And for Redick, he knew what his NBA career would be like. Way back in 2005, Clark, I recall him saying, I think I'll be a role player like 80% of the players in the league. I don't expect to be a star.